Hi, this is Sheila, and today I would like to share with you how to make the wreath form for this arrangement.
So step number 1, we will start with this circular wreath frame. Step number 2, for the filling, I'm using this Spanish moss, so we will be opening this bag. I'll be telling you in a bit why I chose to use Spanish moss of all types of moss that's available. So we will be taking out about 2 handfuls of the moss, and we will be bunching it up. So I'm taking a handful first. This should be enough. Just keep squeezing them and they will easily stay in the shape that you want. In this video, I will also be flashing photos of succulents in my collection, such as this tiny Haworthia reticulata, and you will see the names of these succulents on your screen. And tip for this guy is that it's not able to take 41 degrees Fahrenheit and lower. Since these moss grow on trees, you'll find that there will be branches caught in them. I highly suggest that you take them out so that they don't get in the way with this procedure. So one reason why I chose Spanish moss is because they are easy to bunch together. So that's one reason. Now, so just continue with this process until you have filled up the entire ring. This Spanish moss is also able to sustain succulent life because this is an organic material that could provide nutrients that your succulents would need for it to grow. Okay, so step number 3, once we have filled up half of the wreath frame, we will grab the green floral wire. I'll be sharing some helpful tips as we go along as well about the succulents that I'm showcasing in this video. So here we will be tying the moss with the floral wire, as you can see here, and just wrap it around like so. And you can easily twist this wire, and that's pretty much the knot that you need. That's it. It's not that hard at all. Just twist it around. So now I will have to cut this wire just about at the twist or the knot, and again gather the moss some more and just keep wrapping the floral wire around it. So make sure that the bunch is nice and tight. Grip them together as much as you can because you want the moss to be really tight and not loose. So here we are checking to make sure that the moss is nice and firm and tight. And in the meantime, this is my Echeveria Doris Taylor, or the woolly rose. As you can see, you can easily tell where she got her name. And she is best suited within the hardiness zones 9B to 11. So if you live outside these zones, please bring her in through the winter. Okay, so we're back. So here, I just need to tell you guys that the tighter the moss is, the better. The succulents will hold on to a dense moss better than a loose one, simply because there are more of the moss strands to hold on to. So you have to make sure that they are really tight enough, and the moss will also provide a good grip for the gardening pins that were shown in my other video. Also good to know that you can always add more layers of moss as you go along, so you can finish this entire circle and you can always go back and add more layers and layers of moss if you prefer a very thick wreath. So you can always add a second layer or a third layer after. So at this point, you already have a good grasp of how thick and compact it should be. So I will be fast forwarding this portion of the video. And if you want to watch the video on how I made my living growing wreath, you can tap on the bar on the upper right hand side of your screen. And if you love the succulents that I've shown so far and the tips that came with it, do hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. And let me also announce to you that moving forward, instead of leaving my inspirational messages at the end of my videos, as I did with all of the previous ones, I've decided to say it within any random part of my videos. So today,
My message to you guys is all about emotions. So always remember that emotions are contagious. So always bring the sunshine in.
I hope you like that message. So always try to bring in a happy mood, especially within your family and the people you work with. Moods are contagious, so don't spread or catch the bad mood, okay? Work on bringing cheers instead. So going back, we just need to continue working our way through the circle. So here's another bonus. So this is my split rock succulent. In the winter, do hold back watering until it's almost spring, and it will surprise you with such gorgeous blooms. Okay, so we're back. That was so cute. But by the way, let me just tell you that for the succulent wreath, I highly suggest that you remove the gardening pins around the 3rd or 4th month to make sure that your succulents have grown enough roots so that they won't fall off. So do postpone taking off the garden pins to make sure that they have enough traction onto your wreath first. As you may have noticed, I do take the liberty to add more moss into this wreath to make sure that it's really firm and compact. One huge factor why you would want to make your own succulent wreath form is because a wreath form this size is not easily available, and it's likely to be really expensive because this is an 18 to 20 inch wreath form that's gonna look really nice on your wide front door, so it's definitely so worth it. So at this point, we're almost done with our succulent wreath form. We're almost closing the circle, and as promised, here's another one of my succulents. This one is the Echeveria elegans, or the Mexican snowball. This one is the hardiest of the Echeveria. That means that this is able to take full sun to light shade for about 4 hours in the morning, and she's gonna do great in your succulent garden just because she is one of the easiest succulents to take care of. And if you totally loved that Echeveria elegans, do subscribe, share, and like this video. So here, going back, step number 4 is to close the circle. Okay, so at this point, we're just preparing to create our final knot. So in a bit, we should be closing this wreath form, and we're almost done. And since we're using a floral wire, creating the final knot is really easy. I would wrap the wire a couple more times, and then using one finger, I would hold the wire in a way that after I've cut the extra wire, I just need to pass it through the part of the wire that I'm holding with my ring finger here, and pass it one more time, and then with the use of my crafting plier, I would pull it so that I'd have a double overhand knot. And if you wish, you can still twist it for added strength, probably a couple more times. Just twist it and then cut the excess wire. And now make way for the cutest rosette succulents ever, the Cremnusidum little gems. They're called little gems because they are barely an inch. So these rosettes are so tiny that they are perfect for fairy garden arrangements. And so now we're ready to wrap it with burlap. And step number 6, so just hold this with one hand and just hold on to the end. You don't have to use hot glue gun for this. You just need to hold it this way and then just wrap the burlap around, making sure that you're overlapping it by at least half an inch to 1 inch, and just wrap away. I also would like to take this opportunity to tell you guys that I'm so excited to announce that my next video is a result of an experiment that I did with my succulents, and the information that I have gathered from it will be so useful in helping you grow your succulent garden at a faster rate. So do watch out for that video. So please hit the subscribe button and tap on the bell beside the subscribe button below so that you'll get a notification as soon as I upload my next video. In fact, what I discovered in that experiment was so vital and so highly unexpected that I almost wanted to skip making this video, but then I promised you guys that I will show you how I made this succulent wreath form, so I'm keeping my promise. And this succulent is my Echeveria agavoides Martin's hybrid. This one, the tip of it would actually turn pink when it's exposed to enough light. Now going back, I'm leaving a space on the back of the wreath to make sure that there is a space for my wreath holder. And that's it. So at this point, we just need to glue the edge of the burlap. Next is step number 8. And for this, I'll be using hot glue gun, and I'm using a gold glue stick. And we're just finishing up, so be careful not to touch the hot glue gun, and we're pretty much done. And the materials that I used in this video will be in the description down below. I also have links to some helpful playlists down below as well. And lastly,
the message to you guys is all about emotions. So always remember that emotions are contagious. So when dealing with people, always bring the sunshine in. Thank you. This is Sheila again for Succulent Fame.